Benzion, you drove all the way down here to come find me?
Shalom Aleichem.
Aleichem Shalom. What's up?
I wanted to tell you something.
Yeah?
I was just reading in a certain contrast regarding Hamelech Basadeh,
Yeah?
regarding the famous mashal of the king is in the field, how the Eibush is accessible to all of us during the month of Elul.
Yeah.
That over there was saying how the Yud Gimel Midas Rachman, the 13 attributes of mercy of Hashem, are very apparent, and they're accessible to us and they help us.
Right.
They're Ahava and Yira. And over there it actually had a really interesting acronym of Ahava and Yira, that we should actually have a love and fear of Hashem.
Yeah?
And the Ahava and Yira over there, the acronym was Aleph, Vav, Yud, Resh. Like the two, whatever it is.
Right.
So it basically spelled like Avir, air. So it occurred to me that it's really interesting how basically it's like air. Ahava and Yira for the Ibishter is like air to us. So during this month of Elul and also the Yom Tevim, it's an opportunity to basically
You feel it in the air. You feel it in the
give us like CPR, so to speak, so we could get the air, the oxygen that is needed, so we could actually be brought to life, to have the feeling of Ava and Yira, so we could serve Hashem throughout the whole year.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, let's switch sides. It's a beautiful place we are over here. The shul is surrounded with shuls here. Look at this. Anyways, Benzion, I'll bounce off your vart. We know that Anila Doidi V'Doidi Li, Elul Rosh Hashanah, Anila Doidi V'Doidi Li. So I saw in Svarim, why is it the relationship between the Hashem and the Yidden is specifically Doidi? Why is it not necessary? Even though we refer to the Eibishter as a lot of Shlomo Melech is like husband and wife, but the Eibishter over here is referred to Doidi. Why Doidi? So the answer is given in Svarim, is a husband and wife are connected very much so, and the Ava between the Ish and Ishta is very much so, very strong. But it's a Ava and it's a bond that Chas v'Shalom could be separated. Uncle, once you're born into the family, you can't separate yourself from the family. He's your uncle, your doid, your whatever uncle is, like it or not. I mean, it is what it is. So the same thing is the connection between a Yid and the Eibushter is whoever, whatever we are, we're connected. And there's another interesting thing. There's a difference between how a parent, even though we keep on saying Avinu Malkeinu, Hashem is our father, and a parent, but there's still a different type of relationship between a parent and a child and an uncle and a child. Because a parent and a child, of course, he treats his kid great and he gives him all the goodies, but he always has a lot of rules and regulations, and sometimes, God forbid, you got to even smack him around, put him into shape. The uncle comes and he's always giving presents, and he's always giving coochie, and he just walks away. It's only the good guy. And this is what we're saying, that the relationship between Klal Yisrael and the Eibushter is like an uncle, where it's only good. It's only like the guest that comes. The Eibushter is not a guest. The Eibushter is with us always. But it's like the uncle, Uncle Joe that we love so much, or Uncle this one that we love so much because we see him from time to time, and he showers us with blessings. An interesting phenomena. Anyways, this week's parsha is Parshas Kisavoi. The main mitzvah in the beginning of the parsha is the parsha of Bikurim. There's actually a medrash. The medrash says, we know what Rashi says in the beginning of Chumash, Bereshis, Beis Reishis, B'Shvil Torah Shem Dikra Reishis, and B'Shvil Yisrael Shem Dikra Reishis. There's actually a medrash that says B'Shvil Bikurim Shem Dikra Reishis. There's something special about the mitzvah of Bikurim, that the mitzvah of Bikurim, because of what it is, the Eibishter was created the world and the Torah, so the Yidden should fulfill the mitzvah of Bikurim. What's so special about the mitzvah of Bikurim? So there's 2 points. Point number 1, in the mitzvah of Bikurim, you learn how to be thankful. A person, even though he's chazak, charisha, zriya, katsira, even though he plants and he works hard and he plows to make this, and he might think, oh, it's all my expertise and all my hard work that gave me this produce. Stop. It's not you. It's Hashem, and I recognize that Hashem gave this beautiful fruit to me. And that's something that we always have to learn. Actually, in last week's parsha, there's a similar lesson. Maybe I'll get to this in a second. And then there's a second part of Bikurim that it's a very important lesson. The Mishnah says in Bikurim, it says that how did the Yidden bring the Bikurim to Yerushalayim? So it depends. If a person was wealthy, he would bring in a fancy golden basket and a beautiful tray, and he would bring the first fruit to Yerushalayim. If he didn't have so much, he would bring it in a straw basket or whatever it was. But it was a difference. The guy who came with the gold basket, the kohen would take the basket, empty out the fruit, and give back the basket to the rich man. When the poor man came with his basket, the kohen took the whole basket and kept it. And the question is obvious: why is that fair? Just because he came with a golden basket, he gets to tip it back, and the guy who has nothing, give him back his basket. And I heard a beautiful pshat that the kohen not giving back the basket was also a lesson of how to feel for another person's feeling. The nature of a rich person, because he has so much, not only his basket is fancy and gold. All the fruits that he's bringing, you go to a fruit store, what typically happens? The outer layer is shiny and beautiful, but you dig a little under there, you find some rotten fruit. By the rich man, he has no rotten fruit. Everything about it is wrapped nicely and shiny, so whenever he gives, it won't be embarrassing for him. It won't be embarrassing for him if the kohen flips it over, takes out the fruit, and gives it back to him, because all the fruits that he gave is good. However, when it comes to Advar Torah, however, by the ani, by the ani, because by the ani, the fruits that are under might not be the best fruits. Might not be the best fruits. So today, not to embarrass the ani, he takes it all, and just to make sure that he's not hurting his feelings. And you have to worry about the other person's feelings. And actually, last week there's a shaila from the Beis Yosef. The Beis Yosef asks, why is it that Sichin and Amoin and Sichin, they're the worst. Al dvar asher lekidmu b'lechem u'b'mayim. They didn't greet you, offer you food. What? Those are the worst going. Because al dvar asher lekidmu b'lechem u'b'mayim. So the Beis Yosef says, not only because they didn't give you lechem mayim. Al dvar asher lekidmu. They couldn't even give you a kind word. To show compassion, to show care for another person is the first stepping stone in Torah. And those are the two most important lessons that we learn from the mitzvah of Bikurim. Number one, that you have to acknowledge that it all comes from Hashem and thankful to Hashem. And B, care about another person.
All right,
Let's get out of here before they stone us.